see, where did I put that one? That one's there.
When in reality, our mind palaces are mostly empty. Well, mine is. I don't know about yours.
My mind palace?
Yes.
Like my brain?
I guess.
Oh. My brain is never empty. Have you ever met me? So like I can't fall asleep if I'm left to my own thoughts. So I have to put an audio book on at night so I can distract my mind and
yeah.
What I'm saying is I can't be left alone with my thoughts
I see.
because I think too much. Put this in Star Wars fans. They might not like that. I'm not really sure if I care.
Well, if they don't like it, they can suck it.
Yeah.
If they didn't like it, they shouldn't have let you share things.
That's true. Alright, I've got that. Oh, there's Rocket, my neighbor's dog.
So now the entire internet knows that you're drinking a Coke Zero.
Oh, they know anyway. I have a Coke Zero every night when I play Battlefront.
At this point, it's shocking that the Coca-Cola company doesn't sponsor the stream.
I should probably start like covering the name, even though we're not big enough for them even to notice that I exist.
Do you want dozens of views every night?
Yeah,
just give us some money.
I did. So for whatever reason, we had this like restriction on the page about because we're like we can have ads if we want, you know. And I resolved that, so now all the ad proposals are coming through. Most of them are like zero compensation.
Yeah, sure.
And they send you something, and you know, and like the most compensation I've seen is like $100, like a one-time payment, $100, and you post like a post a day for like 3 months or something. It's like fuck that.
That's a bit much.
Yeah. I don't need $100. Not from you, anyway.
Well, is it time?
It is time.
Let's go flying through hyperspace.
Bam, there we go. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
We are here in our new headquarters, which is literally
same as the old headquarters.
10 feet away from where we were before. And then, actually, I've got some... like we're gonna have a different camera at some point. So
that's
like
exciting.
this camera isn't terrible.
Yeah.
But we got like a nice one. Kind of.
We've never looked better, but we're going to look better soon.
We definitely have faces for radio. So the cool thing about my partner being a teacher and in charge of all the technology at his school is that like he'll buy a camcorder, like a really nice 1080p or like records in 4K or whatever, so that he can record school board meetings. But those only happen once a month.
What do they need school board meetings in 4K for? I don't fucking know.
They wanted the camcorder, but the cool thing is we get to use that real fucking fancy camcorder. But I still need to hook it up to my computer, and I know how to do it. I just don't have the things for it. So, anyway, welcome to our little Star Wars show here. We're gonna talk about some news and some other. We're gonna break down that fucking Kenobi Sizzle Reel as we're coming up on it. What's up, David? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Please feel free to drop your bullshit over Kenobi Sizzle Reel analysis here, and you know.
But if you have something insightful or something stupid or something funny, go ahead. Yeah, mention it. We'll probably respond to it appropriately.
Yes, and let's see. Thanks to the Star Wars Hub, Connor and the Star Wars Hub and Star Wars Veritas. They're all on Facebook. Go check them out. We're on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you have one of those, not the other two, and you want the other two, go subscribe there. And right after this at 7 Central, we'll be doing a Star Wars Battlefront stream. So make sure you join us for that. We would certainly enjoy it. And then what else am I missing?
I think that's it.
Yeah, we had a really fun talk about Shadows of the Empire before, and this is why we never talk outside of the show.
Yeah.
Because we use up all of our good material when we talk when we're not on the show, and then here we are, nothing to say. So anyway, welcome. Like and share, and
yes, do all the internet-y things.
Yeah, make the algorithm proud. Also, what's up to Elijah and Tyrone?
Hello.
Hey guys. Okay, let's get into some Star Wars news, shall we?
News? Okay. Am I going first?
Yeah, go first. Okay. Do your thing.
So,
wait, am I supposed to go first? No, I'm going to go first because this is fucking happy news. And it's not necessarily happy because I'm in love with the person we're talking about. It's just that, you know that part in Rise of Skywalker where fucking General Hux is like, I don't give a fuck about you. I just want to see Kylo Ren lose.
Yes.
This is how I feel about this. So it was reported once every 4 seconds for the last 4 years.
We use reported very generously.
Yeah. By a piece of shit called Doomcock and Mike Zero, who I suspect are the same person. Allegedly. I don't know that for sure. Yes. That Kathleen Kennedy's contract, she was being fired.
Yes.
At Disney, at Lucasfilm.
Factually, her contract expired at the end of October.
Right. So coming up to the end of October, everyone's like, oh, it's coming. She's getting fired, and they're going to fucking execute Brie Larson, and they're going to...
And all women will be removed from Star Wars forever.
Dave Filoni will be fucking, he's going to save Star Wars and all this other shit.
President of Lucasfilm.
Right. Not that Dave Filoni isn't awesome, but still, that was their thing. And then October 31st came up, and then Doomcock, it was like, well, her contract's officially over. She's no longer the president. And, my sources say that she's no longer the president there.
Yep.
And like 2 days later... They're like, we re-signed her contract 2 days ago. We just didn't tell you about it. Because why the fuck would we?
Because why do you care?
Yeah. So Kathleen Kennedy's contract's been extended until like 2024, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Which is like when you think about administrator positions like that, they're generally fairly short-term contracts. Like all the administrators at the school we went to are like 1 year contracts. And that's kind of like that's how they work in that kind of business. So that they can not renew your contract pretty much at any time, So yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, still fucking president of Lucasfilm. And you know what? No one fucking died. Did they? Did you? They're at home listening. You didn't fucking die. Now, as I said before, I am not necessarily like, I don't owe my allegiance to Kathleen Kennedy. I don't particularly love her. Mm-hmm. I don't hate her.
Sure.
Like, I have so little feelings about Kathleen Kennedy, but I have a lot of feelings about fucking Doomcock, though. And every chance I get to, on my little fucking Star Wars show that dozens of people watch, say, fuck you, Doomcock. You are fucking wrong. Eat my ass. But don't, because I wouldn't let you eat my ass.
Fair, yeah. This is just your daily reminder, if you needed it, that if you don't like some aspect of new Star Wars, it's not Kathleen Kennedy's fault. All she did was write checks. That's all a producer does. Yep. She picked the people, she wrote checks, and it was the creative people who went out and made the things.
Her job is to make sure that a Star Wars movie makes more money than they fucking spent on it.
Yes.
That's her only job, right? She leaves creative decisions are for the people who write the different episodes or the different movies, so the directors.
She hired J.J. Abrams. She did not tell J.J. Abrams, like...
Bring Palpatine back.
Yeah.
Well, she might have actually. That might have been a thing that came out of committee. Yeah. But that's not a Kathleen Kennedy thing. That's a fucking Bob Chapek
Disney,
thing. Yeah. So if you want to be mad, go be mad at Bob Chapek. And he's got like... He's worth like $20 billion trillion or something. He doesn't give a fuck what you think about Star Wars.
More money than anyone could reasonably spend in a lifetime.
Yeah. Rakesh says making toxic gatekeepers and Phantom Menaces cry again. Indeed. And they all fuck sheep. Allegedly. I'm not...
So they're Welsh is what you're saying.
Whoa. Is that racist?
I'm sorry.
Wow.
If there are any Welsh... Actually, I'm just sorry.
We apologize to you and your sheep.
I apologize to the nation of Wales.
So, what was I saying? Oh, they don't. Yes. Look, they could fuck sheep, but I don't know that for sure. It's just a rumor that I heard. So I'll leave that decision to you. You can go examine the evidence And if your evidence, if your quality of evidence is around the level of Doomcock, then you probably fucking believe me. Go fuck your sheep now. Hashtag go fuck.
That's what's going in the next
Yep.
Battlefront stream. Go fuck your sheep.
Yep. Hashtag go fuck your sheep, Mike Zero.
Okay.
I don't know if I can use fuck as a hashtag though.
Mm-hmm.
They might get my. I don't know.
F asterisk asterisk asterisk.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we can move on. I'm done.
Anyway, you know Andor?
Yeah.
That show that's coming up soon.
That nobody asked for. That I'm
Yeah.
only marginally excited for. Yeah.
So, a couple things came about in the news lately. First off, apparently Alan Tudyk is in the show as K2SO, according to this article. That
What?
yes, I'm just as excited as you are.
Well, I'm now more excited for. If it's true, I'm more excited for the
Yeah.
show. But I seem to remember specifically them being like, he's not in the show.
It may have been an error in this article, but
Yeah.
it says Alan Tudyk.
Who's the article from again?
This is
Screen Rant?
ScreenRant.com.
Yeah. What did they say? Like he's definitely in it, or he's been cast?
Luna is back in the role of Andor, along with Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma and Alan Tudyk as K2SO.
Okay.
They also mention that Andy Serkis is in the show. They speculate as Snoke. I think that's a little iffy because that makes no sense for Snoke to be around.
Right.
At this
Also,
point.
Andy Serkis can do literally anything.
Yes, I looked him up just to verify. He's a pretty accomplished voice actor. He could be literally anything.
Maybe it's Gollum. Maybe it's a Lord of the Rings Star Wars crossover.
Oh God.
Or a Claw from fucking MCU.
More relevantly, on an earnings call from Disney,
Mm-hmm.
Disney CEO Bob Chapek didn't announce, but more hinted that Andor is going to release sometime in like mid to late summer of next year.
Okay. So like less than a year away.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess they would have just finished filming, so then they have to go to editing and post-production and all that.
Yeah. So I wonder, okay, so then we've got Book of Boba Fett next fucking month, by the way. And then the next thing would probably be that, right?
Either that or Kenobi. Although,
see, I thought Kenobi was later.
Kenobi's still filming, so they're probably after.
Yeah. All right.
And there's also Mandalorian season 3, which is also still filming, I believe.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where those are on the release timeline.
So yeah, it's probably Book of Boba Fett rolling through February, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Then,
Okay. Let's put our tinfoil hats on just for a
Okay.
second, and
All right.
let's say fucking Andy Serkis is playing Snoke.
okay.
How? And frankly, why?
That is a very good question, because
Mhm.
if Snoke is like this Palpatine puppet, what does Palpatine need him for? Palpatine is emperor of the entire goddamn galaxy at this point.
Yeah. So especially in that timeline, it definitely doesn't make sense to me, like you said. So Andor's taking place before A New Hope because he
Before
dies.
Rogue One.
Yeah, he
yes.
dies a day before that, so
Yeah.
it would have to. I could see Snoke being a character that everyone knows about, like the galaxy knows about, after Return of the Jedi. That would make sense to me.
Yes.
So the way that it's kind of put out in the Force Awakens novelization, and some of the Last Jedi novelization, and some other things I've read, is that they were already aware that Snoke was after Ben Solo before he was born. Like when Leia was pregnant with him, that they were aware of Snoke as someone who existed, and already that he was a bad guy. Now, I always thought it'd be kind of a cool story thing for Snoke to appear out of the unknown regions and be someone that everyone kind of likes, and it kind of interacts with Luke Skywalker a little bit. And it's like, hey, I got this hobby for like collecting Force shit, and I can use the Force kind of or a lot.
Yeah.
I can teach you about it or whatever.
And also, I'm 9 feet tall and wear a golden robe.
Right. Well, he doesn't always wear a golden robe. Sometimes he wears that weird fucking green thing with the hat, like in the Rise of Kylo Ren comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but excuse me. It doesn't make sense that he would be in
Not
Andor
really,
at
no.
all. It's kind of like when the few months before Solo: A Star Wars Story came out, and fucking Star Wars theory was like the secret character of Solo: A Star Wars Story is Palpatine.
Oh!
And you're like,
that makes no goddamn
why?
sense.
Why would he be? That like what connection does he have with Han Solo? And his answer to that was, well, maybe he's going to do a smuggling run with some of his Sith artifacts. Like, well, maybe he's not. Maybe you need to lay off the fucking vape pen.
Lay off the crack rock.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So yeah. What else do we got?
There was that Kenobi sizzle reel.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna get back to
we're
it. Yeah.
moving back to
Yeah.
that? Okay.
I want to get everything else out of the way here first. So, are you doing the Kevin Feige thing? Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So,
oh, you're doing all the rest of it.
oh yeah, I guess so. So
See how I shifted the our division of labor to you, so I could sit here and do nothing.
So there's a report from the Hollywood Reporter.
And I let you pick the ones you wanted, so I made it think like it was your idea.
So it seems like I did this to
I'm
myself.
kidding. I'm not that manipulative to you.
You could be.
Yeah.
But
I was trained by the best. Don't mistake me.
Anyway, the Hollywood Reporter claims to have inside sources who say that Chloe Zhao is not directing Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie.
Hollywood Reporter is amongst the Star Wars sources a better source than a lot of the others.
Yes. So, on the one hand, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Eternals. I don't think I've seen anything else she's done, but I have faith in Kevin Feige. I mean, the man did engineer the entire MCU.
Yeah. I mean, he really did single-handedly. Him and Happy Hogan's actor, what's his name? Famous writer and director.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But they really did. They were kind of responsible for it. Now, the thing that's weird about this was that last week we were like, she's in. She's confirmed. And
she's in.
So
she's going to do a great job.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
It's a little weird that they turn around like a week later with a semi-credible source like this isn't happening. So I wonder if they heard that. And then
I would imagine
they leaked it maybe on purpose.
The Hollywood Reporter people, or whoever their reporter was, heard these rumors, went to their sources and said, hey, is this true? The sources said, nah, it's not fucking true. And
probably.
They said, okay, it's not true.
Yeah. Okay, so the other thing too, there were a couple of weird things that kind of came out around this too, which was that rumors started going around about Patty Jenkins.
Yes.
And
she's
about
busy with Wonder Woman, I
right,
believe.
right. But the rumor is that there were like creative differences, and there are also reports that Ryan Johnson is having the same issue, and that they're kind of shelving his stuff too over creative differences.
This would not be the first time that Disney has changed tracks on a Star Wars.
They do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed about the Ryan Johnson thing because. And look, I know if you're watching this, there are probably half of you that are going to have a seizure and then start with your keyboard about Ruin Johnson and all this other bullshit that you can't think of better shit for. But the dude he makes good stuff. Like if you've seen Knives Out, have you seen Knives Out?
No.
Okay, that might be something I have to send you home with. It is brilliant. It's it's like this really good.
Oh, is that the one with Captain America where the entire family is murdering each other?
Yeah, and then the guy that plays James Bond, Daniel Craig, is this like Poirot style detective.
Okay.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is in it, and she's really good.
Okay.
Like it's an amazing movie, and he's making like 2 more of them because they did so well. And he directed my 2 favorite episodes of Breaking Bad. He did a movie called Looper with Bruce Willis. It was really good. Yeah. So he does good shit, and I would have liked to see I would have loved to see him do another Star Wars movie under a pen name, and have everyone because they don't know who he is.
Giant Ronson.
Right, or maybe something a little more subtle, and having everyone really like it, and
My upshot from this is that of course Kevin Feige is gonna have a director from a Marvel movie do his Star Wars movie because he just knows those people and he works well with them. Might I suggest either the Russo brothers, who did Endgame, which is like on the sort of scale that you might want for a big flashy Star Wars movie.
And it might be something Kevin Feige would do too, just kind of like bring them over.
Yeah. Or Taika Waititi.
He's already got a movie.
Oh, really? Give him 2.
How do you not know about this?
I must have forgotten about it.
Not only does he have a Star Wars movie, when it was announced, he went on Twitter and was like, "I can't wait to ruin everyone's dreams about Star Wars with my movie."
Oh, I'm even more excited.
He's
about this now.
so fucking saucy and like, I love that man so much. I really do.
Oh, who did Black Panther? Because that's
Directed it?
Yeah, because I remember really, really liking Black Panther, and that might also be whoever that was. They should do a Star Wars movie.
Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler. Give him a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Person of color.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for that movie, too.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons.
So Kevin Feige, on the infinitesimal chance that you're watching this.
He's sitting in his bedroom right now, fucking with his Apple TV on YouTube, fucking eating popcorn, watching Jedi Enclave.
If you're watching this, please give Ryan Coogler your Star Wars movie.
And we can be friends, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I got room for you if you want to go hang out or something. What else do we got?
We have reports. So weeks ago,
We have all the reports.
months ago, even we might have talked about Quantic Dream developing a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Quantic Dream is David Cage's studio. They most recently did Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain, yeah.
So their whole thing, we've talked about studios having like genres and things that they do. Their whole thing is these really heavily narrative focused games that often have iffy action sequences.
They're almost uniformly like
press X to not
right.
die.
Yeah, like cut times or quick time events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we've learned recently is that this game apparently takes place in the High Republic era. Which is interesting because that would make it the very first game that takes place in that section of the new canon.
It would also be really interesting because one of the Doomcock lies is that they're erasing the High Republic from canon. So
yeah, they're going to use the world between worlds and erase everything that George Lucas didn't personally create.
So there was more of a. I kind of forgot that we talked about the Quantic Dream thing. Mm-hmm. But it was.
This was a while ago.
Yeah, but it why did this show up on our radar a couple of days ago though? Because I saw a bunch of articles about it out of nowhere.
I would imagine. Because Jeff Grubb, who is a video game reporter.
What a great name.
Jeff Grubb, yeah, went on his podcast Grub Snacks and said, and I have details about the Quantic Dreams game that's in production.
Oh, so that's a confirmation then.
Yes.
Okay.
So Quantic Dreams themselves have not said anything. Disney has not said anything, which is completely expected. Like, of course, they wouldn't. But
I wonder if he violated his NDA.
Well, he's
still alive.
He's a reporter. He doesn't have an NDA. He talked to sources.
Oh, okay. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I guess the other potential thing in motion here is that the Video Game Awards are coming up December 9th.
Okay.
And that show has traditionally had just tons of video game announcements from everywhere. So if they were going to announce this game and if it's in
soonish,
shape to be shown, it would probably be then.
I wonder how much of it they would show. Because I remember when they were, before they...
Honestly, I kind of expect it to be like the Knights of the Old Republic remake reveal, where they just have this
like
cool
one shot
sizzle of, oh god, it's Revan, and then that's the whole thing.
Do you remember when they unveiled gameplay for that one Star Wars game that was eventually canceled that was being headed by the Uncharted woman?
Yes.
They had the guy that walked out of the cantina out onto the street and it panned over to that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Well, they'll probably end up canceling it like everything else, but
well, if they have it in that shape to show, then yes, it would be very cool.
All right, well, so speaking of Star Wars games, Battlefront 2 turned 4 years old yesterday. And reading about these games and stuff, it's like I've been really loving Battlefront 2. I mostly play it because of the people I play it with.
Yeah, sure.
I would really like a new Star Wars game because I'm getting really kind of exhausted with it. But
someday.
When are we getting fucking Legos?
I forget.
It's later. I think it's in the spring of next year or something because we were supposed to have it this previous summer.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about something that's really disappointing.
Okay.
Disney Plus Day was coming up.
It passed.
No. We're gonna go in the past. I'm gonna build some foundation here.
Okay.
I'm a storyteller by nature. It's just what I do.
Okay.
there were rumblings about a Kenobi trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and we were skeptical,
Mm-hmm.
as we always are. The day before Disney Plus Day, a Sizzle Reel leaked. And when I say leaked, it leaked. I watched it on YouTube, saw that it was legit,
Mm-hmm.
copied the URL to go fucking download it, gone. Immediately gone, right? And there's another Star Wars content creator that I know that I'm mods with over at Star Wars Veritas that actually got it in time to put it on his page on Facebook. He was given a 3-day ban
Oh shit!
for posting it.
The House of Mouse does not
Yeah.
fuck around.
So that was confirmation to everybody. They're like, holy shit, we're getting a Kenobi trailer. Because why would they be this crazy about it?
Yeah.
Turns out they were crazy about it because that's the only thing they had. Was that one sizzle reel and no trailer.
Well, if the show is still filming, it makes sense that they wouldn't have a trailer because that would presumably be taking things from the show.
That's possible. I mean, remember the Batman with Robert Pattinson and Jeffrey Wright had a quarter of its movie shot before COVID and had a trailer. So I think it could be done. I don't know what their problem is. I'm sure they have a weird scheduling thing over there because they remember that, like, if you're heading this operation, you would want to drop things when they have maximum impact.
Yes.
And then think about all the things that you have. Fucking Spider-Man that's coming up. Hawkeye, Boba Fett. Like all this shit that you have that's, so maybe they thought, well, this, like, we want to drop this when it'll have more effect or whatever. The point was that everyone was really disappointed. But we did get a sizzle reel. It's like a minute, something long. It's on Disney Plus if you want to watch it. The cool thing about it was that there were some concept arts that leaked. I have to remember where did I put this? Oh, yeah, there it is. Cool.
I believe it's in the same style as, like, in the Mandalorian credits. They show the
it's like concept art, yeah. And I don't know. So I know you've seen this, but you can't see what I see right now. But it's over on that monitor. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay, well, I'll describe it to you. So we're gonna go through some of these because I thought they were really neat, and a couple of them were jaw dropping because it confirmed. Double confirmed some things that the people were really surprised about. So this first one is fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi on a what the fuck are those things called?
Dewback?
No, dewbacks are the big green things.
Bantha?
EOPs,
Okay.
I think. The thing that shits on the ground and fucking Jar Jar steps in episode 1.
Okay.
That thing. So yeah, he's on there writing it, and the thing that I thought was pretty cool about this was it evoked the cover art for Kenobi, Star Wars Kenobi, the book, which I have over here.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like this, and he's got his fucking there's a what are those things the Tusken Raiders carry? Gaffy sticks.
Gaffy sticks.
There's a gaffy stick. You can see some of the moisture evaporators in the back and stuff. Kind of a setting of the mood for the whole thing, really, right? And then a big cavernous area with stormtroopers. It's really hard to tell where they are. The construction looks Imperial in nature. On stream last week, sometime last week, we were talking about how, like, this looks kind of like the Jedi Temple in a way, because the Jedi Temple has these huge, giant halls. And shit. So lots of stormtroopers, they're just fucking walking around. They're not doing any work. I don't think they're just fucking talking to each other.
Stormtrooper things.
This one I thought was really interesting. This is obviously an Inquisitor with his or her Inquisitor ship. And this is also on Tatooine. Because you can see some of the domes of the structures, and you can see some moisture evaporators and stuff. So Inquisitors come to Tatooine, presumably in search of something.
I would assume Obi-Wan would have to be hiding and not confronting them.
I don't know, but I can tell you what he would do if they go anywhere near fucking Luke Skywalker.
He would murder him.
Yeah, so, I mean, I wonder if this Inquisitor makes a one-way trip to Tatooine, and that's it. So, I don't know. Or maybe they're so well hidden that, Let's see. On some planet, kind of a, it's like a city. Nothing really to report. I don't know what. I don't recognize any of it. So it's probably a new location. And then Coruscant, or what we presume is Coruscant, really busy metropolis looking kind of thing. Though this could be any busy city on another planet. So they've got these weird white robed guys that are like walking around, and got your street vendors and your dudes. And then a rebel base.
Okay.
There are some air speeders with some pilots working on them. Someone said at first, like, oh, it's Hoth, and it's not. I don't think it's Hoth at all. There's like a gonk droid. Remember that air speeders aren't they're not actually snow speeders.
Yes.
They can be flown anywhere, right? So probably.
In fact, in the old canon, the snow speeders were heavily modified to operate on Hoth.
Yeah,
because they weren't designed.
Yeah, they weren't designed to, right? This is where the shit starts getting really cool, because we're very clearly in Vader's castle, and there's a hologram in front of like a throne, which we know is fucking Darth Vader's throne. And then the next one is Vader sitting there in this fucking throne, looking at this hologram, talking to somebody about it. So we're gonna get Mustafar shit with Vader, probably talking to his Inquisitor that he sent to Tatooine.
Could be.
Which is either Vader's like, okay, go find somebody force sensitive there, and then he never hears back from him again, or he's like, look, there's no one here. Like we can go search somewhere else. And then this next one, which is the big money shot of the real
the rematch of the century.
Yes. Now it does appear to be Obi-Wan versus Vader. Okay. Now
that is what we were promised by her imperial evilness, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes. I don't know if I'm totally convinced that it's Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Because we know that he's going to fight Vader. Right. I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, because
you think they're pulling a Plo Koon.
Yes, but not in the to hide someone way bigger kind of way. It's probably just some random Jedi that maybe Vader finds, or that his Inquisitors find, and he goes to kill him or whatever.
What if there's another Jedi hiding on Tatooine?
If fucking Obi-Wan calls Vader, like using a fake voice, like, I heard there was a Jedi over here, because there can only be one, right?
Yeah.
He's like, get off my fucking planet. I found this planet. Get off.
A voice I've not heard since.
Yeah. Yeah. This looks, maybe it is Obi-Wan. I don't know. There's the setting kind of reminds me. Do you remember in Force Unleashed when you go to that junk planet, Ragnus? Right.
I think I know what you're talking
Where
about.
you fight the trash Jedi with his trash Jedi temple and shit, like his fake Jedi with his fake Yoda sitting on the fake chair.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of some of the earlier levels in that. So I was thinking maybe it could be something along those lines. And yeah, that's all of them.
Okay.
So I guess we got a little let down over, not getting a trailer, but
we got some stuff.
Yeah. So let's move on a little bit.
Okay.
Before we do Esteban. So he shows up on Facebook as Steep, but one day we renamed him Esteban during a scream. I have no idea why. It just happened. Okay. It was out of my control. Sure. It's kind of like someone, reportedly me, but I can't remember saying it, that Griff looks like Don Cheadle. I don't know how some of these things happen, but Rakesh, bet you the duel will be Anakin, you're alive. No, Anakin Skywalker's dead. I am Darth Vader.
Yeah.
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 Now, since we know they're going the Vader v. Obi-Wan route, there are a couple of lines now that will have a different context. One of them was the when I last saw you, I was about to learn now I'm the master or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's one that's kind of like, that doesn't make so much sense.
That's one of my questions, actually. Are they gonna redub some things in A New Hope to
have him say McClunky as well? Why they're like, we had to change his lines in this sale contract with George Lucas. Every change we make, we got to put McClunky somewhere.
When last we met, you were the master. Now I am McClunky.
Yeah. The other thing, I saw a really cool thing on Reddit the other day, which I thought was kind of neat. It was just someone being a nerd, which I'm really into. And he's like, okay, here's a theory for you. What's the last thing that Padme says to Obi-Wan? Do you remember? Sudden quiz. I'm putting the spotlight right on you.
I don't remember.
Episode 3, she says there's still good in him.
Ah.
Right.
Okay.
And then she fucking dies.
Yes.
Because she can't do it anymore. She just can't.
Yes.
Right. And so there's this idea that Obi-Wan feels compelled. So he would find out that Anakin is still alive, and that he's Darth Vader, and then would feel compelled to do right by Padme. And instead of Vader coming to him and ruining Tatooine pretty much, he goes to Vader to try to save him again, which I thought was kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
It would definitely, because look, Vader can't come to Tatooine.
Yes.
Because the second he sets foot on Tatooine,
it's like, oh hey, that's my kid.
Yeah, like there's no way he's not gonna know,
Yeah.
right? So like Vader, that's why I'm really scared for that Inquisitor on Tatooine, because they're either not gonna find anything or they're just gonna be fucked. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing.
I really don't think that Inquisitor finds anything, because like if an Inquisitor just fucking disappears, that seems like it would warrant more investigation.
Probably, maybe Obi-Wan mind tricks him so fucking hard that he replaces a part of his memory with this. There's nothing there.
That's what something like that, or just like
it's like when
Obi-Wan
Yoda took over the Death Star, that he mind tricks everybody, like the whole Death Star.
Or he spends just like an entire episode like using tiny little force tricks to steer the Inquisitor away from them.
Yeah, that makes a box fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually be really funny. All right, so we're going to move on from that. Our next thing we didn't get to do last week, but we're doing this week, called Star Wars Storytime.
Woo!
Which is, I was really looking forward to last week, but we had our Eternals review and
we yacked.
Yeah. So this is a Vader 15, the Assassin's Choice. A quick shout out to Star Wars Comics Story and our great editor Luca. And make sure also, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, share, do all the shit. So as we're going through this comic series, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we know so far that's happening. Vader and Palpatine had a fight, but they made up.
As much as they ever make up.
And Vader is now pretty set on killing Luke Skywalker, or he's not.
Yeah.
Who really knows? Crimson Dawn has risen to power, and its leader, Kira, has stolen the frozen block of carbonite that's on Solo.
Also, Vader has a buddy cop, Ochi of Bastoon!
Ochi of Bastoon, yes. And Vader's starting to think maybe Ochi of Bastoon can't be trusted. So we open up. Ochi of Bastoon is spying on some criminal activity. Like they're having a meeting at like a fucking pub or something, right? He's got like his little binoculars and he's watching him, and he gets on his radio and he's like, okay, I found who you wanted me to find. I'm gonna sneak in through the back and see if we can surprise them. And Vader's like, no. And he's like, what do you mean no? And Vader's like, you're gonna walk your ass through the front door. Like, we're not pussies here. Walk your ass through the front door. And Ochi's like, are you serious? Because that's like, there are so many people down there.
Like, that sounds more like a you thing.
Yeah, you would do well with that. Maybe not me so much. And Vader's like, do I sound like I'm fucking joking? Like, get moving. And Ochi like shrugs. It's like, what do you do? It's Vader. So Ochi busts through the front door and like fucking screams, I am Ochi of Bastoon, and kicks a table over. And like the leader just punches him right in the face and knocks him over. And the leader's like, what the fuck is Bastoon? I've never heard of that place. And Ochi's like, don't worry about it. I'm a servant of Darth Vader. And, what you guys talking about? Ooh, what's this? You see someone over here that's got like a data card that they were like, sneaking to each other. And he grabs it. Then we're in the outer rim.
Okay.
We're in, so put a pin in that.
Okay.
He found a data card. He more or less, accidentally gets the information.
Yeah.
So in the outer rim, Boku the Hutt Slayer and Vader has just arrived.
Yes.
Okay, so they've moved on from this. They've got their information. Boku's like, Vader, it's so glad to see you. Boba! Yeah. I've got some news. And Ochi's like, shut up, you fucking Hutt with abs. What the fuck is this data card? And Boku's like,
well, I can't read it with my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not a robot.
"Oh, that's nothing. It's just an invitation from Crimson Dawn to go collect the frozen body of Han Solo." And Ochi's like, were you gonna tell us about this? And he's like, I mean, seriously, we were about to. Like, Jabba wants to buy him, so we were gonna go buy him and then get you in on it and shit. And Ochi's like, yeah, they sent one of those to every criminal everywhere, pretty much, and they're gonna auction him off. And then fucking Vader steps in, just like, because he never goes into a room first, right?
Yes.
It's always Ochi's like heralds his arrival and shit. So Vader kind of steps in, and he's like, "This is what's gonna happen."
Ochi is the Patton Oswalt to
Yes,
Vader's
the troll.
Styles.
Yeah. You're gonna go to this party, and you're gonna bid against Jabba the Hutt, or I'm gonna cut you into fucking pieces. And
Gonna carve out each of your individual abdominals.
And Boku's like, okay then.
Okay.
Say no more.
enough.
Yeah. So they leave. Ochi and Vader leave. They're on Vader's shuttle, which is one of the Lambda class.
Mm-hmm.
One of these boys up here. And Ochi's like, that's pretty badass. You see the fucking look on his face when you threatened to cut him up, and Vader's like, shut up. Like, that was too easy. He was already planning on betraying Jabba, and he turns to Ochi and he's like, go find out who else he's working with. And he grabs him by the neck, carries him to the fucking door, and holds him out the shuttle and drops him. Now, he's only hovering like 5 meters off the ground, and so he like falls on the ground. And because you'd think there for a second that he's like throwing him out and he's like, learn to fly, motherfucker, and like throws him out. And so Ochi picks himself up off the ground, and he like dusts himself off, and he looks up at Vader in the shuttle. He's like, that was a fucking dick move.
Vader's like, have you met me?
Yeah. How the fuck am I going to reach you? You don't have a cell phone. And Vader's like, that's not how this works.
Don't call me.
Yeah.
I'll call you.
I'll fly you. I'll fly you. I'll find you. And he flies off. So Ochi Bastoon is spying on Boku's hideout. Mm-hmm. He's really good at sneaking and like spying on shit. And he notices that they try to smuggle out these mysterious figures, like guys in robes and shit. Mm-hmm. And Ochi follows him for a bit and shoots one of them and stuns the other one. Mm-hmm. And Ochi like walks up to the guy that he stunned. He's like, "Look, I'm just looking here. And I'm just looking to talk. I just want to talk." He's like, "Well, the fuck did you kill my friend then?"
Killed my partner, dude.
I liked him. And Ochi's like, "Look, I'm not looking for a whole fucking party. I
didn't ask for your life story. I just want to know like 2 things.
Yeah, just me and you." And the guy's like, "Well, see, that's the thing. If you mess with Boku, you mess with all fucking Crimson Dawn." And then Ochi is surrounded by other mysterious figures with hoods. And Ochi's like, well, shit. At least I know you're Crimson Dawn. Like, you told me that.
Also, you mess with me, you mess with Darth Vader.
Yes. He makes an escape attempt. Mm-hmm. He tries to like fight his way out, but he stops, and like everyone draws on him and shit. And Ochi's like, everybody stop.
I feel like we got off to a bad start here. Let's try again.
I didn't want to lead with this, but Darth Vader's my fucking boss. Mm-hmm. That's all I need to say, right? And the group starts laughing. They all start laughing at him. And Ochi's like, Darth Vader? Like,
you know the guy with like the red laser sword, right. Black armor?
Yeah, I saw him ride a fucking space squid. How have you not heard of Darth Vader? And the group leader is like, yeah, we've heard of him. And Ochi's like, okay, come on. I just killed 5 of you guys. And honestly, if I'm being entirely honest, I can probably kill the rest of you, but I was just getting a little lazy. And the leader's like, but what if there were 100 of us, Ochi? Or 1,000,000? And Ochi's like, well, at the moment, there are 10 of you. And I like those odds, so let's fucking go. And the leader's like, hey, instead of fighting, how about you join us? And
Ochi's like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
You think I'm going to betray Darth fucking Vader?
Speaking of which, it's revealed that Vader is watching the entire conversation, like on hologram, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, I'm gonna fly over here. And he and so Ochi sees Vader's shuttle, and Ochi like looks at the leaders. You guys are so fucked. Vader's shuttle flies toward him, flies past them, rests on a rock over here, like up on a hill. Yeah. He stays in the cockpit. He's just watching, right? Ochi's like, what the fuck, man? Are you serious?
Back me up here. Come on.
The leader is like, well, it looks like he's not here to help you. He's looks like he's testing you. Seriously, you should join us. And Ochi's like, yeah, fuck that. And he shoots the guy in the shoulder. The others open fire, and they have this really neat fight. And Ochi like steals one of the vibroblades that the guy has, and is actually doing some pretty cool moves for the first time, pretty much ever, because Ochi up to this date has been a doofus.
He's a buffoon.
Yeah, but he's like got some pretty cool moves, and
he is the assassin of the Sith.
Yes.
After all.
He ends up killing all of them, all 10 of them. And when the fight's over, he's just laying on the ground with all the bodies. And he's like, oh, that's going to hurt later. Oh, God. And he, like, pulls himself up, like, dusts himself off, and he goes over to Vader's shuttle. And Vader's waiting for him. And Ochi's like, okay, I found out Buku is working with Crimson Dawn.
Would have appreciated a little help back there.
I'm not going to mention that. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But I had this feeling that you probably already knew about the Boku thing. And Vader fucking turns his lightsaber on. And Ochi's like, look, I get it. You wanted to test me. You don't have to worry about my loyalty. And Vader's like, yeah, until you fucking strike like a coward in the dark. Because that's how you fucking work. You're always going through the back door, Giddy, and all that other stuff. And Ochi's like, okay, look, what you see is what you get with Ochi of Bastoon. I'll always serve the most powerful as long as that's what you are. You don't have a fucking problem with me. Yeah. And Ochi looks around, and now they're surrounded by hordes of these other mysterious figures, like way more than 10.
He's like, okay, I understand you might be a little upset with me, but there's like a lot of guys out there, and like, no offense, like maybe that's a little too much for you to handle by yourself.
Well, see, Vader's not even looking at him. He's still looking at Ochi. He doesn't give a fuck about it. I don't think Vader cares about any of this shit. And so, he's like, as long as you're the most powerful. And Ochi's like, the boss, you still the most powerful here? And Vader's like, you goddamn right I am. And then they fucking gear up to fight, and that's the end of the comic.
Okay.
These are also getting a little short. I should do 2 of these on each. So yeah, Ochi, the wonderful adventures of Ochi of Bastoon. Turns out he can actually kind of fight. Yeah. So let's do. We got a couple more minutes right here. Let's do our incredibly popular segment called "A Galaxy Further Away," where we talk about things that aren't Star Wars that it doesn't fucking matter. We talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
Spider-Man trailer yesterday. Way more detailed than I thought it would be.
Yeah, there was apparently in the Brazilian trailer, there was a sequence where someone gets hit by something invisible, which people are speculating means Miles Morales.
Say that again.
One of the various Spider-Man villains gets like punched or kicked or hit by something invisible, which people are thinking might be Miles Morales, because one of his things he can turn.
He can be invisible.
Yeah. It might also just be that that's a character that Disney like digitally took out of the trailer because they've done that before.
Yeah, that's the thing about and that goes for Star Wars or Marvel. You can't trust a fucking thing in any trailer that comes out of Disney because they purposefully will edit things in that aren't in the movie. Like a good example of this is when they were doing trailers for Thor Ragnarok. They at the end in the movie, Thor loses an eye, and it's a big thing for his character. But they just fucking Photoshop his eye in for the trailer, or like Endgame or Infinity War, where the big hero shot at the end of the trailer of them rushing toward Thanos has the Hulk, but the Hulk actually doesn't show up anywhere in the movie because he's having performance problems, if you remember. So they're purposely dishonest because of people like us who analyze every square inch of every fucking trailer ever, so that they still maintain an element of surprise. There was a lot in that trailer though. Yeah. It looks like they're doing what is that group of villains in Spider-Man called? The something
Sinister Six?
The Sinister Six, yeah. Because I was counting. I'm like, okay, there's Sandman from the Tobey Maguire thing. There's fucking Green Goblin.
Doc Ock.
They have this really funny. No, like, what's your name? Yeah, he's
no, seriously, what's your name?
Yeah.
They had the Shocker, I think.
Oh no, it was Electro.
Electro
from what's his name? Andrew Garfield's. If you guys look down to the bottom right of your screen, you can see my dog Jack. walked up to Chris right now and is like,
I'm like Jack's second or third favorite human.
you're his comfort animal, I think.
Probably.
It's like, yeah. Hi, Jack. You doing all right? His foot's hurt.
Oh.
Yeah, he's gonna go to the vet this weekend.
Poor Jack.
Yeah. So yeah, Electro. Jamie Foxx plays him in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah.
And then don't you dare run into that fucking camera.
Daniel's other dog has graced us with his presence.
Yeah, I forgot to close the door. And these dogs love knocking shit over, by the way. So I was starting to count off these villains. Like, okay, so there are 4 or 5, and I'm wondering if they're doing like a Sinister Six thing.
Could be.
So hi, baby. You want to come a little bit closer so people can see you?
Well,
yeah. Okay.
speaking of Marvel, Shang-Chi got added to Disney Plus lately, and I watched that.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really good.
Oh, had you not seen it yet?
Nope.
I forgot. I guess we went to see that in theaters.
I know you guys went to see it like as soon as it was released, but I had never seen it before.
I think it's cool.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat movie. Let's see what else. I haven't really done much this week.
Me neither.
With entertainment. Played Shadows of the Empire. Mm-hmm. That's a Star Wars thing. Yeah. I feel like there was. Oh, there are some Star Wars books coming out or that have come out that we'll probably talk about. But anyway, that's the end of our show. Yep. We're gonna call that a night there. We appreciate everybody hanging around and talking about nerdy Star Wars shit, and we love you guys. Mm-hmm. And if you stick around here in just a few minutes, we'll be resetting for Battlefront 2. So we'll play some video games and talk some more nerd shit, and it'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you like, subscribe,